We're joined by Shaelyn Rutta from Panther Women's Swimming. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
What is your major at Florida Tech and why did you choose it? Is it something that you've always wanted to do?
So I'm Aviation Management with flight, and I chose it because as a kid I've always really enjoyed operating vehicles, so that'd be like snowmobiles, boats, cars, and all of that. And my hometown is only an hour away from the greatest aviation festival in the United States, known as EA AirVenture Oshkosh. And when I went to that when I was 16, that was kind of just like the switch for me that I wanted to become a pilot.
Growing up just outside Milwaukee, what was it about Florida Tech that drew you here?
So I love Wisconsin, don't get me wrong, but for my college years, I kind of wanted to experience something a little different. So Wisconsin and Florida have a very different setting. And being next to the beach just seems like a really nice place to be. So I'm really glad that I'm here.
How do you plan to use your degree after graduation?
So after I graduate, I'm going to become a certified flight instructor, and I'll do that until I reach my 1,000 hours and use my degree towards going to the regional airlines. After I'm there for a couple of years, I will go into the majors, which would be like Southwest or United.
Now, normally we ask this for everyone, but I'm sure we're going to get a good answer here. What are some of the exciting projects that you've been able to work on in your classes here?
So two of my favorite projects was a speech that I did on the Boeing 737 MAX scandals, if you've heard of those. They're all over Netflix and they're really tragic things that have happened. And then there's another one in airport planning and design that I did. Our professor gave us a project based off Denver International Airport, and we had to create a brand new runway. So there's a lot to do with planning the runway grade, the runway length, new taxiways. And I really found how much work it takes to create an airport.
Now, you have a private license, right?
Yes.
Have you had the chance to fly around here? I'm sure being able to be near the beach, with the rivers and the oceans, I'm sure that's got to be quite a view of you.
Oh yeah, it's very beautiful. Doing my multi, I got to fly down to the Keys, and that was my favorite flight I've done here. So it was about a 3-hour flight. We did lunch down there and came all the way back up, and it was all for school. So I really loved that.
A few places can offer that. How do you keep everything balanced for you so that you're not too far behind in your classes and you're making sure that you're always there every day for your team?
Right, so time management, especially for my major and being an athlete, is one of the hardest but most important things to have. So I spend 90% of my time either in classes, at practice, flying, or at work. So having a planner and getting things done ahead of time, getting things scheduled, is just very, very essential. So being a flight student and an athlete, it's definitely possible, but it's difficult, but I still love it.
And you just mentioned time management. I was going to ask you, what are some of the things that you've learned as a college athlete that have helped you for everything that you're doing now and that you're going to do once you graduate? And do you feel like there's any other lessons that you can take from the pool that apply to your studies?
So I would say the most I've learned was time management, like we talked about, and then also discipline. Being in the pool, you have only one race, one shot, one opportunity, and you want to put everything you have into that singular race. So I've started putting that into my school and everyday life, and all of my projects, all of my assignments. I put all of my effort into it. I never try not to slack off or anything.
What advice would you give to an athlete that's coming to Florida Tech that has an interest in aviation?
I would tell them that it's difficult, but it's definitely doable. And there is a small portion of us that are flight students and athletes. So definitely get to know those people and create a little community because it's really enjoyable. But, just get groups, do study groups, and you should get everything done on time.
Well, the 2022-23 season will be starting next week for you, your senior year. How do you feel about the team, and what are you looking forward to the most?
I think we're going to be a force to be reckoned with at conference this year. We have a lot of newcomers that have a lot of potential, but we have some returners that are going to be really fast. So I think we'll definitely have a national presence this year.
Very excited to hear about that. I know Nathaniel Allen told us the same thing about the men's team. Can't wait to see it. Shaelyn, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.